Welcome to the Holistic Mystic Show. My name is Sommer, and I'm an energy alchemist, ceremonial facilitator, and teacher of intuitive development. Here we explore spiritual growth, intuitive gifts, energetic hygiene, and ritual. You'll also hear the behind the scenes of real life walking this path. This is a space where we talk about the deeper work of becoming a clear channel for the divine. If you're someone answering the call of your soul mission, you are in the right place. Let's get deep. Welcome back to the Holistic Mystic Show, you guys. My name is Sommer, and I am here to share with you a little bit about this aspect around hiding from your gifts, hiding from your soul mission, um, keeping yourselves on the back burner because the world desperately needs you and your unique medicine that you bring to the world. But something I've noticed is that there are so many people, so many wonderful, lovely, amazingly gifted people that know that they're here to do amazing work, but they're still hiding. Not just hiding their gifts, but like hiding their soul's unique mission and purpose for this lifetime. Like someone will be sitting right in front of you, telling you what's going on, and they know that they can help them, but they stay quiet. What is it around this aspect that makes people want to go run and become invisible? I mean, I've been in that place too. I mean, I could feel like I was supposed to talk to this person, or I had a divine appointment being played out right in front of me, but I didn't fully trust what was going on. And so instead of speaking up or sharing what was on my heart, I would question that little nudge pushing me forward, or just literally not act on it at all, just to totally dismiss the call. And maybe from the outside doesn't always look like you're hiding, right? Maybe you have A, B, and C going on, and that's totally valid. But internally, that's exactly what it looks like. There are a few patterns that I see over and over again in this spiritual community. One of them is the biggest aspect around who am I? Who am I to offer this? Who am I to be someone that tells someone how to better themselves, right? When I'm over here, you know, not fully living up to my exponent, what is it called? Living up to my gosh, what is it called? Potential or expectations that you have for yourself. Doubting your gifts, doubting that what you're feeling or hearing or seeing is real or valid, right? And second guessing every intuitive hit. This often comes from having your knowing, like your deep internal knowing, invalidated by, I don't know, maybe a family member or a peer or a spouse. Or on the opposite end of that, not having enough practice being witnessed in your gifts. So each opposite ends of the spectrums is totally valid because when someone tells us that, oh, you're crazy, or you're just you're just imagining things, that makes you, form a narrative or an identity around utilizing your gifts or expressing yourself, especially in something so touchy as intuitive development and intuitive gift sharing, right? A lot of people in our ancestry and in our DNA have witch wounds, And then on the other side of that, not having enough practice being witnessed in your gifts, going based off of, you know, a lot of us do have those witch wounds. A lot of us don't have the cultural legacies that or generational legacies that pass down from teacher to student or from, you know, a family member, an elder to you. And so you're kind of just figuring this all out on your own. So that's one of them. Another one is comparison. And you know, they say comparison is the thief of joy, right? Because if you're comparing yourself to other people who may be further along down the road than you, then it's going to feel like, wow, I really am an imposter, or wow, I really don't know what I'm doing compared to her or him or whoever, them. And you're going to think they're doing it better. They're more legit. They have more training, or they have more clients, or they have more followers than I do. So you begin to shrink yourself. You begin to play small, and you become the one connecting people instead of being the source of that for people. And also bring in some, excuse me, people pleasing. You start saying what you think people want instead of being really grounded and rooted in who you are and what you really think about whatever it is that someone's situation that is going on. Um, so comparison is definitely something that happens in the spiritual community. The next aspect is fear of being seen. This is one that I have struggled with a lot in the past. I have had experiences with this one specifically. I mean, all of them, of course, because I feel like, you know, these are just archetypes that are in the collective. But as you do grow and evolve on your journey, the goal is to transmute those archetypes, right? And hope to lessen the activeness of those archetypes in the collective. But the fear of being seen is something that it has been a lesson for me because I come from um a background in the church, and this is something that spiritual gifts are highly celebrated. But as long as it is in the wheelhouse of what is considered correct biblically, or don't go too far outside of the box, right? This is specifically what it looks like, and you must share and express your gifts in the way that is accepted upon in whatever community you're in. And I have, from a very young age, my gifts have were coming through, and in my family even, it was more so like be seen and not heard, stay little. I had a relative who very much made me put myself in a box. And I don't say made me because I understand that we are in charge of our own path and our own destiny. And we have, you know, but as a small child, the conditioning was be good, be a good girl, be someone who conforms and says things that are accepted, right? Like I had very big emotions, and expressing them was something that people in my family didn't necessarily feel comfortable with, probably because of their own emotional intelligence at the time. And especially as my grandpa, as I loved him so much and he's passed on the other side, he just could not hang with big emotions. And for me, I feel like, you know, that's one of my superpowers is being able to be real and honest about how I'm feeling and not pushing them down. And I've had to do a lot of inner work to cultivate that muscle because it was very much shut down and shunned. And it's been something that I don't want to be seen as someone who's too big, right? Too much, too emotional. So you just kind of start to conform and put yourself into a mold of good girl. And if I do A, B, and C, I'll do everything right. And then it falls into that people pleasing and that perfectionism. And so I bring all this up because we have too much inside of us, too much value, too much wisdom and guidance and healing for others to share and for ourselves, soul liberation to stay inside that box. And I understand that being visible can feel unsafe, having people see you for who you truly are. And so I'm not sitting here saying, okay, overnight, you know, go out there and shine your light bright and be big and bold and whatever that is for you, because we do have a lot of these fears around being wrong or being judged or rejected or being too much. But what I'm saying is, when you'd rather stay small and invisible than risk being seen in your greatness or in your value, that is something to be alchemized, because the world needs you. As I started out with the beginning of this episode, there's so many people that are awakening on their journey, and they are just like a few steps behind you. And what your story has been culminated of, they would greatly benefit from knowing what you know. And I always say our story is our testimony is the biggest medicine that we can have, that we can share. So if we stay small, we're afraid of people like seeing us as someone that has value, then you start referring people out. When someone's in front of you saying, "Oh, this is going on," and instead of speaking up and saying, "Oh, well, why don't you come in for a session?" Or, "What about this essential oil? Are you open to trying that?" You just don't say anything. And it's unfortunate because that has those things have greatly influenced my life. And if it wasn't for my mentors or my people in my life that have helped me to grow and get better, and if they hadn't spoke up, like, where would I be now? Right? So where would you be right now if I hadn't spoke up, or if whoever is impacting your life, your mentors or your peers that um, lift you up, what if they hadn't said anything? It's something that over time, as we begin to look at and cultivate awareness around, we can slowly but surely start to unpack and release the layers around those wounds, those wounded parts, and give them a voice and give them space to heal and to grow. Because ultimately, you might think that you're being humble by not speaking up, and it's ultimately betraying your soul mission and what you're here to create, what you're here to bring into the world, your purpose. And when you're on your deathbed, like, what will you have wished you would have done? And the last aspect I wanted to share today was waiting to feel ready. This is something that happens a lot with my students and my clients. Waiting for the right certification, waiting for confidence, waiting for the fear to go away. People think they need to feel ready first and then step into it. But that moment doesn't really come. Like, that doesn't really happen like that. When you become the person that does speak up and just, you know, practice beforehand what you're going to say when something like that happens, when you do have divine appointments that you come across, or client sessions, or uh, conversations with your loved ones or people around you. Like, when you speak up, that is you becoming the person that creates the life of your dreams. That is you becoming the person that is a leader for themselves, that is liberating parts within them that no longer is bound by generational ties, generational shackles or chains. Like, you become a generational chain breaker. You become someone that is the priestess of their own life, as my mentor says it. And that has really helped me to step up and suit up and show up, because no one is going to come around and do this for you. Like, if you want this, you have got to be the one that cultivates that within yourself. You've got to be the one that fuels that passion and that drive, because at the end of the day, no, I mean, you might have clients come to you and just be totally fascinated by you and want to work with you, but like, ultimately, like, you have to be the leader of your life that shows up and does the things that you say that you tell your clients that you do. So at the end of the day, the things that really, really matter is looking at, where is your nervous system at when it doesn't feel safe? Are you doing what you need to do to cultivate and regulate that strength, that inner fortitude within yourself? Is your ego stepping in? Are these protectors stepping in? We have different parts within us that try to protect us from getting into uncomfortable situations. And so they are going to override or try to take the driver's seat and prevent you from doing these things. And it's a real thing, and it's something that you can get therapy on, and it's something that you can see an IFS practitioner on. Um, and then often fear disguises itself, right? I'm not ready yet. I'm not. So you just hold yourself back. And we tell ourselves that we're not ready. We tell ourselves that we want to share our gifts, but something deeper is saying that it's not safe. What I've come to understand on this path, as someone who has been on this path for over 11 years, is that staying hidden isn't just a neutral element. It keeps you frustrated. It keeps you knowing that you aren't fully expressing yourselves. You're not liberating those parts within you and creating the life that you want. And the people who need your specific medicine don't get it. They don't need just any practitioner. They need you, your unique medicine, your unique story, your unique experiences that have led you to where you're at today. So, yeah, I got kind of deep there for a second, and that's my share for you guys. If you get anything out of what I'm saying today, know that the world needs you more now than ever. There are mass amounts of people who are waking up and they need real help. They need what you have to offer. And I understand that sometimes this imposter syndrome does, come around because you need more experience. You need more training. And then other times, it's just you comparing yourself. It's just this fear of being seen. So really understanding what that is for you, what that looks like. And if you're in any of these spaces right now where you know you have something to offer, but you're not fully stepping into it, begin to learn how to trust yourself. Begin to learn how to feel safe being seen and actually start utilizing what's coming through you. This is the work as a healer, as a spiritual coach, as a sacred, uh, transformational facilitator. I'll be opening a space soon for people who are ready to stop playing small and get into the arena. So if you are feeling called to go deeper into this work, stick around. I will be announcing that soon. But until then, I trust that this served you. And until then, go out there and share your light with the world. Namaste.